I think it's a very good movie. Mm-hmm. It was well made, but at the same time, I have a problem with the subject matter. Mm-hmm. In the movie, we have Terrence Howard as a pimp. I don't really appreciate the fact that we have to make a movie about a black man as a pimp. Mm-hmm. And there's a part in the movie where he hits, and the actress is Justin Benjamin Button. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Mm-hmm. Forgot her name, something Tamari Henson, something like that. Mm-hmm. There's a point in the movie where Terrence Howard slaps the shit out of her to get her to sing.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I got a problem with this. Mm-hmm. Women have complained about that. Mm-hmm. And people have said, what are you complaining about? Fuck that. You're just a feminist who's complaining about something.
Right.
That's a serious image because there was just a study done that said the majority of the biggest cause of death for black women. Now, I have to research this. There was a woman who did this study after this whole Chris Brown thing went down. The majority of deaths of black women and to a certain extent Hispanic women comes out of abusive relationships. Not with husbands, but just with boyfriends stuff. Yeah, and that's a serious thing now to take into. And people, you wonder why we're talking about Chris Brown and this whole Rihanna thing. It's not because so much that they're celebrities and whatnot. Yeah, that's a part of it, and it's a high profile thing, but that's a serious problem. No, it's just now bringing to light the seriousness of the death of minority women who are in romantic relationships with abusive men. Yeah, and it's something in a way. Hopefully, the biggest thing that'll come out of this is not Rihanna making a good decision not to go back with Chris Brown. Mm-hmm. You know that she's rich. She's got a little bit of money.
It's just people realizing that it's an epidemic. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, it's an epidemic, and I tell you what, a friend of mine told me when he was going to high school, and this was like in '94, that for the first time while he was going to high school, they had to have one of those 0-hour classes where they had to talk about a certain issue that was affecting people, at least the school. Mm-hmm. And he said he was shocked because he was a senior. And he had to go to this 0-hour class because there was an epidemic of high school. And I'm talking about freshmen, a lot of the freshmen that were coming in that year, freshman couples were beating the shit out of each other during school, during their lunch break. But it became an epidemic where they had to have a 0-hour class to kind of talk to people as to why these couples are fighting like this, why you shouldn't do that, why you shouldn't do that in public. How they got into a whole thing about self-esteem and respecting yourself. Because he said there was about the whole reason why this happened because there were 3 or 4 freshman couples that got into physical fist fights. Yeah. And it became such a problem that the school had to bring light to the subject and actually talk about it because it was a growing problem. Yeah. And he was a senior, and he was like, it was scary because it was kind of a look into what the future may hold as far as some of these unstable couples. And you can only imagine that maybe they're so used to that because maybe it's something they saw in their family life. Mm-hmm. They thought maybe that's just normal. It's okay to do that in public. And it was a scary thought to him. And when he told me that, I was like, holy fuck. And I was like, you know what? That does make a lot of sense because God knows, you can go on YouTube and you can see people beating the shit out of girls or whatever. It's not a big deal. It's scary.
Yeah, no, it's a problem. It's when we say spousal abuse or abuse from your significant other or somebody you do have an intimate relationship with, we think about the woman who's being abused by her husband, who leaves the house, goes stay with a relative at some safe home. Mm-hmm. But we have a tendency to forget that there are girlfriends who are being killed by boyfriends. And not just girlfriends who are in their 20s. We're talking about teenage girls.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah, kids. And when we get these women who get into the wrong situation and they become killed by these. I mean, it really is a hard situation. Can you imagine going to the police and saying, help me, my husband or my boyfriend is stalking me. Mm-hmm. And they said, there's nothing we can do until he does something. Right. And that something usually means killing you. Right. I mean, it's fucked up, man.
Yeah, it is. It's scary and it's fucked up. And I mean...
And so that's why when I see something like a movie where a guy hits a woman like Hustle and Flow, you goddamn right I'm gonna take the woman's side when she says because it's fucked up.
Because it makes it seem like it's a normal part of life. And
it does.
It shouldn't be.
It does. And that kind of behavior. I've never I have never found a reason to hit a woman until I've done it one time. And like I said, that was self-defense. It was a girl was hitting me, trying to take the wheel and trying to drive us off the road because she was drunk.
Right.
I didn't even hit her. I slapped her to get her to like get the fuck back and regain her senses before she killed both of us.
I would call that self-defense.
And even then, I was like, I feel shitty for doing that. That's not me.
But it's either you do something about it or you both go.
I have yet to find.
Damn, Corey, who the hell are you dating?
I know, I know. She-Hulk.
Goddamn devil woman.
Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Chun-Li.
No, that's the only time I would say hit a woman. If you fighting Chun-Li from Street Fighter, are you fighting the She-Hulk or some shit?
Make sure it's fair.
You got goddamn Helga from goddamn American Gladiators. Then okay, there are reasons, but how many of us are dating Chun-Li, or She-Hulk, or Helga from? None of us do.
How many of us on Spill are dating?
Exactly. How many of us
we
dating?
don't have to worry about this.
Exactly. Shit, I have.
But as far as the norms out there,
I have yet to date a woman who could beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that in a way like
You know, any girl I'm with, I'm making sure I can definitely cut her down if I have to.
Exactly. I'm
terrified.
Take her down with one punch. I only have to hit her one time, not several times like Chris Brown
Not that I
did.
would ever do it, but hey, I can get my ass beat too, just like anybody else.
Well, I'm just saying. The point is, all these guys who are hitting women, chances are, it's seldom that you're gonna be with a woman who's beating your ass. Now I have seen on Cops and all this kind of shit. It happens. Some trailer park guy.
Don't say it doesn't happen.
I'm saying you ever seen Cops? You got that skinny dude that like in the trailer
guy
park.
who's crying?
You got that skinny guy who's in a trailer park and his 300-pound wife comes out and this guy's like, help me.
And beating you, and those guys, you can only feel so bad for those guys because those guys are completely helpless.
They got no choice, man.
You're not. The cops aren't going to go there to help you. They're going to go there to laugh at you. That's about all they can do. They're like, oh.
No, the cops. Yeah, and I feel bad for the guys more than women because the cops would at least try to help a woman. They'll see a guy getting beat down by his fucking trailer park 400-pound wife, and they'll be like, man, get the fuck out of here. No, she's gonna kill me. Man, go on back in the house.
Good luck to you, buddy.
Yeah, whatever. Take care of your business.
Yeah. We'll see you on Cops.
But no, man, that's why we talk about this Chris Brown thing. I mean, we make a lot of jokes here. We talk about all races and women, and a lot of times it seems like we're sexist. But I have in my personal life never seen any reason for any of my friends to hit a woman. Right. And if they did, I don't think I'd be friends with them.
And I don't hang out with anybody that does anything like that. Even if I had the slightest hint that somebody was even doing something like that.
But why you sitting out there gossiping? What'd you say?
Yeah. I tell
is that what you do? You say, hey, stop that.
You better stop that shit. If you like breathing,
quit it.
You believe in God, you're fixing to meet him. You keep on hitting your girl
you like Liam Neeson all of a sudden.
That's why I'm like, no girl should ever take any kind of shit from anyone, any man, no one. You need to know who you are. Fucking fight for your rights to party and fucking to do your thing, and don't let no man, no machine, no monster, no nothing beat you down. All right.
That is why I say
be a tough broad.
Hey, any women who are going through this, that's why I say all women should come to me. Because I'm not gonna hit you. I'm gonna treat you right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Corey will treat you right. He has women trying to fucking drive his ass off the road. You know he's gonna treat you right.
I will.
If he hasn't kicked your ass out of the car by then you know he's all good.
I will never hit a woman. I might throw your clothes out on the porch while you're trying to pick them up. I might kick you in your ass and kick you off my property. But I will never.
Oh boy,
I will never hit a woman. Never.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
No.
Women, they create life. They should be loved. They should be cherished. These women are your mothers. You should have respect for them and leave it at that. You know, have a good time. When you're with somebody you care about, all you need to do is have a good time with your life because life is short. You have your good times. You think about the good times.
Man, you ain't going nowhere with this.
You think about your little children's running around. They see you beating each other. They're going to be beating each other up. Then they're going to be beating up strangers.
It's a cycle.
Holy Jesus.
A cycle.
And then they're going to try to beat me. And I can't have that. Then I'm going to have to drop the bomb.
A vicious cycle.
Woo! Where is my giant squid when I need it to make these couples come together in peace?
That's what we need. We need to
a fucking giant squid.
You know, we need the next time Chris Brown and Rihanna are fighting, we need to teleport a giant squid into the room.
Right, into the city.
They're gonna say some shit is bigger than this.
And it's gonna be all Hippieville from here on out.
Damn. Oh, you know what?
What?
Tonight, before we move on, I'll have to say this. People, first of all, while you gossiping about Chris Brown and Rihanna, think about the bigger issues. Think about the people who aren't celebrities who are getting beat down.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you'd think about the bigger issues, the people who are constantly fighting about this whole Watchmen debate.
Oh, yeah, people, please
calm down. Stop killing yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned from my mistakes.
Man, before I came here to record with you,
speaking
of hippies, I passed by this van.
Oh shit!
And
the mystery machine.
It was kind of like, except it was silver.
Yeah. Oh.
And there was this guy in there. You could tell he lived in there, and that dude was a straight up hippie, man. I mean, old hippie, like the stereotypical peace man hippie. That motherfucker living in his van, listening to tapes and shit. I'm
listening to Freebird.
Yeah,
and he had his whole goddamn cassette rack of Grateful Dead.
Up on the dashboard, he had a cassette rack.
Tie-dye flags.
And I was with a friend. I said, "You think that dude's living there?" Like, hell yeah, he's living there. That van don't move. That van broke down in 1969 right on this spot, ain't gone nowhere. He's been a freak out ever since.
Those hubcaps are older than you.
That motherfucker, he broke out in 1969.
Is that Freedom Rock, man? We'll
turn it up, man.
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
I know. What freedom?
Yeah, YouTube that.
Man, there used to be this commercial that kids would listen to, and it would say, it was Sounds of the 60s or something?
Sounds of the 60s, yeah.
And before any of us were ever born. Right. And so they played, the commercial had these two guys dressed up like,
come on, people now.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, come on together now. Yeah. Join your brother.
And they had the most stereotypical hippie.
Man, those hippies, you could tell they went to the costume shop before they shot this commercial and got a bunch of peace signs.
Never wore a tie-dye in their life because their tie-dyes were like freshly bought.
That shit was just made. They made
it was like glowing in the dark, yeah.
They got markers and put tie-dye on there. That shit wasn't even real tie-dye.
Yeah.
And they wearing wigs and shit. And,
that guy
what were we talking about, son? The name of the album was Freedom Rock.
Yeah, Freedom Rock. That's what the name of the album was. And the guy, there were two guys. One of the guy had a plane on his goddamn van, and the other guy was sitting down there like all skinny, hunched over. He's like, "Hey, man, is that Freedom Rock?" And the other guy was like, "Yeah." Well, turn it up, man.
And I was like, well, turn it up, man. Kids would quote that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Is that Freedom Rock?
Yeah.
Hey, man, is that a pencil? Well, turn it up, man. Hey, man.
Yeah, that was like the staple of commercials, as well as I've fallen and I can't get up. Fucking Metal Alert or whatever.
Metal Alert. Man, that's supposed to make you feel sorry for that woman.
And every kid in fucking America laughed their fucking ass off the first time they saw that shit.
That bitch fell down the steps.
I almost pissed myself with coolant when I saw that.
The commercial, for all you kids don't remember, the commercial was this old woman. Mm-hmm. And she was in Metal or some little necklace you can press a button on and an ambulance.
Necklace of life.
Yeah, exactly. And a fucking ambulance will teleport into your living room or something. You press that shit.
Some real calm white guy on the other end. We're on our way, man.
We're coming, ma'am. Yeah. No, I'm dying. Oh, ma'am, be quiet. We can't concentrate when you're yelling at us.
We're coming.
Have a cup of tea, ma'am, and we'll be on our way. I can't get up, you motherfucker.
You notice how calm he was because he figured he's fucking her old ass is gonna fucking die.
That's what he's saying. He's like, I'm just gonna talk to this woman until she dies. I'm gonna talk her to her death. Man, what are you wearing right now?
Speaking of old ladies, remember Where's the beef? Remember that old lady from the Wendy's commercial?
That woman, that was talking about a woman who she was near death.
Yeah.
Because that woman died like 2 years later or something.
Did, yeah.
It was the Wendy's commercial.
Yeah.
It's like, Wendy's had a commercial where they said, these hamburgers, all other places, the hamburgers are so small. Yeah. But at Wendy's, we give you hamburgers that are bigger than your fucking head.
We give you beef.
Yeah, we put a fucking cow, a skinned cow, 2 pieces of buns.
That's right. Some ketchup and a pickle.
Exactly. Shit, we give you a fucking cow head. Shit looks like The Godfather.
Yeah. And it made no sense because This lady was driving a car.
No, they weren't.
No, the old lady was driving a car, and the steering wheel, or maybe I'm thinking about that movie she was in called Moving Violations.
Man, you
where
thinking
the
of something
steering
else.
wheel was
Man,
bigger than
you
her.
You thinking of something else?
No. It's the same lady though. She was in a movie.
It's the same. But no,
Yeah.
She, in the commercial, she was standing at the counter and it had this big bun with like a little piece of meat on it. She's like, "Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?"
And they'd be like, "We don't see anything on there." And it was like two other women.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers them, but they're like,
Oh.
"Yeah, there's no beef on here." And she's like, "Where's the beef?" She had like 5 different ways of saying, "Where's the beef?"
Everyone,
Where's the beef?
a table full of old ladies. Everyone's eating
Where's the beef?
eating their shitty hamburgers, and she's looking around like they're all crazy, and she's like, "Where's the beef?"
And like I said, she had like 100 different takes. That where's the beef? Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Oh
Where's
my
the beef?
god! And she always wore that same like nightgown. It's like
Where's
wherever she
the
went,
beef?
wherever she went, she was wearing that fucking